Women need to speak up more, and men also need to know that it's not, the 80s anymore. We're in 2025, and we need to start acting differently.
Welcome to Women's Perspectives, the Cartier podcast that celebrates powerful women who help change the world and who strive to shape our future. I'm Farah Nayeri, the journalist and author who will be conducting the interviews for this inspiring third season. Today, I am talking to Anna Sawai, a remarkable actress whose talent and determination have led her from the world of J-pop to the red carpets of Hollywood. Anna made history as the first Japanese woman to win an Emmy Award. Her mission is to change the narrative for Asian women on screen. Anna Sawai, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to this podcast. It's wonderful to have you.
Thank you for having me.
It's a great pleasure. Anna, you recently became the first Japanese woman ever in history to win an Emmy Award. You won the award for your role as Mariko in Shogun. Wonderful performance, very powerful. You pointed out it feels like the world is catching up. But my question really is the world really catching up?
I will say that we are definitely starting to see a lot of difference, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done still.
So tell me what difference you've seen and what more needs to be done. What are the pluses and what are the minuses?
I mean, looking back to, decades ago, we never really saw a lot of Asian people on screen, and we're starting to see that more. We're not just playing the best friend in the background. We're starting to actually have storylines. But I think that the place where we actually need to work on is that even within the representation that we have, there is still misrepresentation. I still feel like a lot of the Japanese roles that I've seen, not all of them, but a lot of them still don't have enough depth. Some of the depictions are quite shallow, and that's where I think that I need to choose wisely so that I'm not perpetuating any stereotypes that we've seen.
You certainly chose wisely with Shogun, because the woman that you play, Mariko in Shogun, is a very powerful woman.
Yes.
And so I guess moving forward, you are looking for more empowered women roles as opposed to not empowered women.
Absolutely. I think that those are the women that inspire me. So to be able to tell their story is very meaningful for me. And if I can find meaning in it, I'm sure that a lot of people can also find meaning when they watch. So that's what I want to choose. But that doesn't mean that I will only choose strong, influential women, because I think that we are allowed to be messy. We are allowed to be weak and to find that power. And so I just want to play roles where I think that I haven't seen Japanese people being represented in that light.
Mm-hmm. And in a speech you made after your Emmy victory, you said something very meaningful, I thought. And you said, we are more than just women in kimonos. I mean, there is this issue that Asian women are portrayed as being submissive wives or kind of silent objects of desire, but in all situations, not really in control. And I think, I wonder, how can a powerful actress such as yourself, who just won a major award, how can you fight these stereotypes? And how could you change mentalities?
That is something that people misunderstand of us. And there is a reason why we act that way. And it is our culture to not really be so loud. We're very introspective, but there's so much going on inside. And so I'm very lucky that I was able to portray that version of Japanese woman playing Mariko. But I think that I want to choose roles where it's the opposite of Mariko, where maybe they are loud and they're, they don't make the correct choices all the time, but they're human, and there's a reason why they're making those choices. So I just want to keep choosing different roles. I also think it's important to, talk to people about this stuff. And it's very interesting representing Japanese people.
You were born in New Zealand, correct?
Yeah.
And you moved to Japan when you were 10 years old. So for the first 10 years of your life, you were not living in Japan. And so perhaps maybe that gives you more of a license to show emotions, show expressions, and do things that maybe had you been born in Japan and lived in Japan all your life, you may not have been doing so often.
Yeah, I know what is accepted in Japan and to be able to adapt when I am talking to a Japanese person. But if I'm outside and we're all, talking in English, then, I should be able to adapt to that as well. That's how you get out of your own country and also spread your wings out in the world. So I want to be able to understand both sides.
Absolutely. You grew up in a very musical family. Your mother is a piano teacher, and you were blessed because from a very young age, she taught you piano, to play the piano. I imagine you must be very good.
I'm actually not. She taught me when I was probably 3, and I was getting scolded all the time, so I actually quit learning from her. So I'm not good at piano, but she did try.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're a singer.
Yes.
Yeah. And you sing very well. And you later became the lead singer of a J-pop band called Fakie. Is that right?
Yes.
I wondered, how did you find that experience?
I wanted to become a singer, and so when I joined this music company in Japan, I was very excited, and I had so much hope for what was, there in the future for me. I had so much fun with the girls.
Yeah.
I'm still close to the girls, and I have very fond memories, but I think that it was a big thing that I could not go and audition for films that I wanted to audition for, and I felt the need to say yes all the time.
And how easy was it to shift from the one to the other, from a J-pop band to acting?
I don't know if it's easy. Also, they're very unsimilar. I think that when you're in the J-pop group, you're dancing and singing, but also kind of being I guess in a way it's similar because you are a character. But with film, I think that you really take on the character and you learn about their background and why they're acting a certain way or why they hold themselves a certain way. And so to me, it's a very different craft. And I feel a little bit more like I can spread my wings a little bit more right now because I'm so passionate about it.
You left the band, I guess it was in 2018?
Yeah.
I just wondered whether being in that J-pop band, being in Fakie and being the lead singer, I mean, you had already attained fame and celebrity in Japan for sure.
A little bit.
A little bit. Was that easy? Was that like a stepping stone into acting, or was it a handicap because they'd said, no, this young woman is a J-pop singer?
I don't think it was a handicap because we weren't successful as the band, well, as much as we wanted to. So people didn't really know me as the girl in that group. I was kind of starting off very fresh, and no one really knew who I was. So in that sense, yeah, it was totally fine. But I think...
I mean, you seem pretty big on YouTube, right?
Really?
Well, the videos are big on YouTube.
I think we were trying, but we were aiming for much higher. And so to me, it didn't really make sense that I wasn't happy, unable to not pursue what I really wanted to do, and also that the group wasn't doing as well. But I think that I learned so much being in the group. And a lot of it also came from the fact that I did not have the freedom. And so there was something inside of me that was like, I really need to do this. I need to choose a different path for myself. And I was like so hungry to just like audition, to just get one foot in the door. So without that experience, I think that I wouldn't have been as passionate as I am.
Sure.
And I'm so much more grateful for all the opportunities that I have right now.
Well, Shogun's a very big one. And, as I said, you put in a very, very strong performance there. The award is very well deserved. I wanted to ask you how you felt as, one of the lead actors in Shogun. Was that a sense of feeling empowered and feeling very much in control and happy? Or were you feeling a little restrained there as well?
I think when I was living in the character's shoes for the 10 months, it did feel like a lot of restraint because that's what the character is going through. But I knew that she was going to be so impactful, and I felt so liberated in getting to play this very meaningful character who carries so much and in the end is able to make a choice for other people, and for herself as well. And so in that sense, I felt very empowered.
Despite your awards and recognition and obvious talent, you still have, and I'm quoting yourself here, such bad imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And, I'm wondering why and where do you think that comes from?
I wonder if it comes from the fact that, like, looking at our parents, looking at all the women around me, they've had to work so hard, and they have to work twice the amount of men just to be able to stand on the same line. And there's a part of us that feel like if we're not working hard, then we're being lazy and we're not worth it. So I don't know. I wish I can give myself a little more credit because I look at the women around me and think, you're doing so much, you should be happy with what you're doing and, be easy on yourself. But then there's another part of me that feels like because I feel like I need to work harder, it allows me to keep going higher and it allows me to keep striving for more. And if I didn't feel that way, then maybe I would be complacent with where I am. I think that we're taught that we have to keep working hard and to do it for other people. Yeah.
Yeah. And also this business of, as you've mentioned before, you dedicated your Emmy to all the women who are quietly working so very, very, very hard and going unnoticed and not asking for anything.
Yeah.
Who are you thinking of?
I was thinking of my mom. My mom to me is like Mariko. She's always putting her family first. And I feel like, I wish that she took more time to just like be kind to herself. And she is, but I think that she deserves so much more. And she's given so much to me and my sister. And so I was thinking about her. And I think that that's most of the women around me. It's my grandma. It's my aunt, it's everyone. And I always felt like, they're giving so much. And so to me, I just wanted to dedicate the award playing Mariko, who has given so much, and to all the women who have been examples for me. And to, the reason why I was able to get that award was because of these women that I looked up to.
Brilliant Japanese women cannot get ahead past a certain point because there are men at the top and they just won't allow a woman to, be among them. And so I was wondering, how can change be brought about in Japan in that context?
It feels so simple, but I know that it's not because it's been happening. It's like within our culture that men are get to say more and women have to just like listen and, we can't cross this line. I think that...
Even you can't cross that line?
I think that I can't be the only person that's trying. I need the other side to also be open to change.
I wondered what your thoughts are about the whole business of the movie business and the entertainment business really demanding that women be young and beautiful, and this whole objectification, let's say, of female characters and their expectation that they be forever young. What do you think about all that?
I mean, it's so hard because, I also feel the pressure. I feel like I need to look a certain way going in front of the camera, but we should actually be celebrating all different kinds of however we look, right? Mm-hmm. But I think it's really hard because we have social media, and on social media we see, everyone like filtering themselves, and that's what we think that we need to look like. And so it's really hard. But I think that what I love about, entering this acting business is that when I was a singer, I felt like I really had to be young, and I had to be in my 20s, and I had to always look perfect. But in acting, we see older women, we see people who look so human, and I'm able to say, oh, you know what? When I'm 80 and I'm wrinkly, I'm still able to work, and I want to see that on screen. I don't want to see myself with a facelift when I'm 80. So I think that, it's been very inspiring for me to look at older generation women in acting and say, that's beautiful, and I want to be that.
You've said that for your next roles, your movie roles, you want to go wild and crazy and play something completely different. Can you give us a little sense or flavor of what sort of roles are awaiting you coming forward?
I don't know if they're waiting for me, but that's what I'm looking for, because I just feel like I need to. People have seen me play the strong woman who is very quiet and who is restrained. I want to show a strong woman who is loud and messy and just out there. And because that's not something that people expect from a Japanese woman. And I want to show them that, that's also within me. What kind of roles? I don't know. I have read some scripts that feel very messy and very out there. But when I think of it, it's instantly comes as Angelina Jolie in Girl Interrupted. That's a very kind of messed up role, and I think that it's so powerful. So those are the roles I'm looking for.
Great. It's a message out to all the scriptwriters and directors and producers of the world.
Cast me.
Anna, it's been really wonderful to have you, and it's been absolutely great conversation and very candid. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for having me.
Take care.
Good. Thank you so much.
It's been great to meet you.